we have been talking all about our relationship with food, sort of identifying what that relationship looks like, and how we really interact with food, how it really affects us in our daily lives. So to finish off this month, I thought that it would be a good idea to share how to use emotional freedom techniques to help you. Well, we're actually going to work on how to tap on a food craving. You can use EFT to help change your relationship with food. We're just going to try and do a really high level, um, tapping sequence to help you combat that food craving in the moment. And before we even get into that, I do want to say, it's actually even better to tap on a food craving before it becomes really big. Because I think what happens is when you're in the moment and you really want that thing, you're not always thinking to stop and go, oh, hey, I have this tool now that I can use to help me get out of this thing. So by doing it when the craving maybe isn't as strong, it can help you to be more aware, more clear when the item is presented in front of you. So what is EFT? EFT is, some people call it psychological acupuncture. I think that sounds kind of scary. But really, it's an evidence-based mind-body approach to really processing difficult emotions in the body, helping you to release stress. It has some incredible research behind it. It works really well for things like stress and anxiety, PTSD, depression, those sorts of things. But lots of great research around things like pain and what we're going to work on today, tapping for food cravings and weight management and things like that. So I thought that would be helpful to share. But of course, before we give it a go, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Nancy Brooker. I am a relationship and stress coach. I help women who are stuck in any sort of challenging relationship, whether it's with a partner, a coworker, child, parent, friend, whatever, to become more clear about why they're feeling stuck, what it is that's holding them back. Maybe it's the connection isn't there, whatever that is. And how to work through that so you can become more clear, feel more connected, have more calm and ease and joy in your relationships. So today we're talking about food cravings. So of course, before we get started, 100% take responsibility for your own health as you're tapping along. If anything sort of comes up for you, any sort of strong emotion, keep tapping until it subsides, because it will subside. And if you if something comes up that you feel like you need to work through, contact somebody, whether it's myself or a coach or somebody else that you can work with to help you. Don't try and work through anything really big on your own. So, what is a food craving? Well, a food craving is really like a physiological and intense emotional need. I think it's a need, desire, usually for the wrong kind of food. I know for me it's always chocolate, and chocolate and chips I think are my two big ones that I would need to work on. And you might be thinking, well, I don't actually want to do this tapping thing because I really like chocolate and I really like chips, and so I don't want to not want them anymore. But don't worry, because what this tapping will do for you is actually give you choice in whether or not you want it. So it won't be so much of a have to have it, crazy brain, can't stop myself, as being able to just have a little bit or whatever, that sort of thing. So today I picked some chocolates. I don't know if you can see them. There's only a couple left in the pack. They're from a while ago though, so to tap on. So I can't actually even taste anything today because I'm supposed to be getting ready for a medical procedure, so I have to be fasting right now. So I didn't pick the best day to do this, but I will go along and show you what you need to do. So I want to show you first what some of the tapping points are, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the instruction. I really, in the end, just want you to repeat whatever I'm doing. I just want to show you the points. That's the important part. So the first point will be at the top of your head, and it's right along the center. If you had a center part, it would be right there. Sometimes you see people doing this. You don't want to do that. The point's right in the center. And then there is a point on the inside of your eyebrow, right, kind of where that bone is, and you would tap there. And there's a point on the outside of your eyebrow, just tap right there. And then, still on that bone, and if you follow that bone around, underneath the eyebrow, underneath the eye, sorry, there's bony structure there. You're going to tap on that. You're going to tap under your nose, under your nose, between your nose and your top lip, sort of in the divot there. And then between your bottom lip and your chin, there's another divot. And then the next point is, if you follow your collarbone and you go down about an inch and out about an inch, there's kind of like a divot, a groove, something in there, and you want to tap there. And the last point is at the side of your arm, sort of at your bra line, right there. You're going to tap through that. So those are the points that we're going to use. What we're going to do is we are going to use some of our senses. We're not going to do a lot of tapping, but we'll do a little bit. We're going to use some of our senses to sort of check out how our food's making us feel and what it's doing to our bodies. And just noticing that and incorporating that into the tapping. And I will say something, and as we're doing the tapping, I just want you to repeat what I say. Even if it's not exactly what, you can replace it with your words, but if you even just write down at the beginning whatever, how you're feeling about that food, your subconscious will know that that's what you're working on. So, let's start with smell. We're not going to have a lot of time to tap, so I want you to just take whatever it is and take a smell. How does it smell for you? Now, I've actually been doing some tapping on this, so it's kind of neutral for me, so not at a good place to start, but often it will smell really creamy. It'll smell just, like irresistible, like you have to have it. It might smell like it might just smell delicious, whatever that is for you. It might start making your mouth water, whatever that is for you as you smell that food. So I did chocolate. You might have your chips in front of you. Maybe they smell salty or vinegary or whatever that is. If it's chocolate, maybe it's the creaminess you can smell. Maybe it's the strong smell of the cocoa, whatever that is. So we're just going to do a couple of rounds of tapping just to kind of introduce you to how you would use it. So I forgot to show you the side of the hand point. We actually start at the side of the hand. And that's just the fleshy part of the side of your hand. And so I'm just going to say something, and you're going to repeat it, whether in your mind or out loud, while you're tapping on this point. So I'm going to say, even though I really want this food because it smells delicious, I deeply and completely accept myself. And then you're going to repeat. And then even though I really want it because the smell of this food is hard to resist, I completely accept that's what's happening for me right now. And you're going to repeat. Even though this food I'm smelling right now smells amazing, and I want to eat it, I accept myself anyways. So we just did 3 statements of how we were feeling and accepting ourselves anyways. So then you're going to go to the top of the head. And we're just going to use some reminder phrases. This smells delicious. You tap 5 or 7 times. I'm going to go to the inside of the eye. I can smell the sweet and the salty. One of mine was actually a salted caramel, so I could smell the salt actually. And you're going to go to the side of the eye. The smell of this food. And under the eye, this food smell. So we're working on the aspect of smell, how good this smells for you. And you're going to go under the eye. This smell is intoxicating. And you're going to go to the chin. The smell of this sweet and salty. And at the collarbone, I can smell the richness. And at the side of the arm, my food smell. And we're just going to take a deep breath. And what I forgot to tell you before we started was, as you were writing down how the smell was and how it was affecting you, to rate it on a scale from 0 to 10. How strong, how much do you want it? Like, how great does it smell? It could be, for me it was probably a 2 or a 3. But for you, it might be a 10. I need to put this in my mouth right now. Like Shrek, was it Shrek that said, get in my belly? So that could have been what it was for you. So I apologize. I forgot to ask you to take that subjective unit of distress. But right now, what is it at? 1 to 10. How much do you still want it? And you might be thinking, you know what, I still really want it a lot. And it might be about the smell, or it might be about something else. It might be about the, just thinking about how it tastes in your mouth. Or it might be about thinking about sharing it with somebody. Or it might be just looking at it. Maybe it looks really pretty. Or it could be, if it's, try to find something to crinkle. It could be the sound of when you open it, right? Just the box opening, or or if it's a bag of chips, the pop with the rush of air, or whatever that is. It could be that instead. So which one is it now that's affecting you? Think about that. If it's still the smell, go back and, do another round. Maybe right now you want to take a taste of your food. Now I can't taste mine, of course, but if you want to take a little taste and see how it tastes, is it the saltiness? Is it the sweetness? Is it the creaminess? Is it the, maybe there's vinegar or whatever that is, like what's it doing to your mouth? And we'll just do one more round just to sort of, round this out a bit. So again, thinking about it and assigning a number to it. How strong is it? So if it's now it's the maybe now it's the creaminess of the item, or maybe it's the when you open the bag. How much does that make you want it? Is it a 0 or is it a 10 or is it a 5? Where are you at? How strong is that craving? So write that down and at the side of your hand. Even though this food tastes divine, I can taste it in my mouth. Remember, you're just repeating me. I completely accept myself. Even though I find it so hard to resist because it tastes so delicious and it melts in my mouth, I accept myself anyways. Even though this food is pretty amazing and delicious, and I don't know if I can resist it, I completely accept that this is my reality right now. And then we're just going to go to the top of the head. I'm going to say, this food tastes amazing. This taste in my mouth. This taste of my food. This food taste. I really want to eat it. Taste of my food. Get in my belly. It tastes so powerful. On that side of the arm, I can't resist it. Now you might take another smell, take another taste. Don't eat the whole thing. Again, look at the packaging. What is it? What sort of aspect is coming up for you now? So think about, maybe you just worked on the saltiness. Where are you on the scale of 0 to 10 for that saltiness? Is it still irresistible at a 10? Go back and do another round. Is it something else that's coming up? Work on whatever that next thing is. And like I said, best to do these things, when you're not experiencing a super intense craving for it, because that's when it's really hard to remember to do it. So if you do it when you're still calm, that can help you a lot. So yeah, the sweetness, the creaminess, something's dropping off, something else is getting stronger. Maybe you're getting like a feeling in your body. Maybe your mouth is starting to water. Maybe your belly is starting to, grumble or something. Whatever that is, just notice. And it might even be an emotion that comes up. It might be a scene from the past, I've always when I growing up as a kid, we always had fresh bread in the house, so that was something that took me a while to sort of wean myself off of, and it just because it brought me back to actually a really happy memory, even though I knew it was causing me some issues now as I was eating it. So that's it for today. I just wanted to share a little bit on how to tap on a food craving. If you want some more information, you want to take a look at some of the research, any questions, comments, whatever, I'm happy to share. If you want to work a little bit more on your relationship with food and weight loss, weight management, that sort of thing, do get in touch. I would love to help you out with that. So, come join me at Living in Yes, my Facebook page. I would love to see you there. And grab your freebies below. And I will talk to you again next week. Thanks so much. Bye now.